Another look at Fellwater Troggoth. This guy was crazy in third. He gave a -1 to hit, just like a passive. And he also would reduce save stacking or eliminate save stacking. And he's going to be different now. So let's have a look. First, thanks to all my patrons, especially my one and only and first boss patron, Philip. Big fan. Baron of Dice, Wybarian, you guys know the drill. What were we looking at again? Fellwater Troggoth. Okay, so Fellwater Troggoth, when I looked at it yesterday, I was like, okay, like it's pretty much the same, but it's not. It's not the same. Let's have a closer look at this guy here. So he's on a 5-up save, which is worse than it was before. 6-inch move. He got 1 additional health. So far so good. Infantry, no ward or nothing like that. And actually, you know what? We can actually look up this stuff too. Noxious Vomit is the attack that is interesting. It shoots in combat. D3 attacks, 2s and 3s, 2 rend, which is nice, and 1 damage. So there's going to be 3 models in a unit. And then what did we say it was? Oops, that's the wrong one. 2, 3, 2, 1. 2, 3, 2, 1. And shoots in combat. Confirm. Add another profile. 4 attacks, 4, 3, 1, 2. 3 models, 4 attacks, 4, 3, 1, 2. I mostly tune into anything related to Gits, especially your unit reviews, tactic stuff, and your personal takes on the game. Pretty much everything LMAO. Oh, that's cool that you're here for Gits. I try to do more Git stuff, but it's like I don't play the army as much. Actually, maybe I'm wrong on Fellwaters again here. Is this profile right? Is this profile right? 3 models, yeah. 4 attacks. 2s and 3s. No, it's not 4 attacks. It's D3 attacks. I knew something was wrong there. 2s and 3s. 2 rend, 1 damage. Weapon profile. You know what? I'm going to change this to 2 rend because realistically you're spitting at them first and they're getting -1 to save. And -1 to save is the same as +1 rend. So we can calculate this with an additional rend. So 3 of them after they spit and after they fight are going to deal like about 10 damage against a 4-up save. 10 damage against a 4-up save. It's actually not bad. It's actually not bad. We'll see what their points are like. So their damage is actually okay. They still regenerate. What's that? But they did lose their -1 to hit aura, which hurts. And Noxious Vomit is basically the same, right? Well, it's a little bit better, right? If any damage points are allocated to the enemy unit by attacks made with this unit's Noxious Vomit, that unit is, quote, drenched in vomit, end quote, until the end of your next turn. While it's drenched in vomit, subtract 1 from save rolls from that unit and ignore positive modifiers to save rolls for that unit. So it's like it gets -1 to save and it can't get any buffs. Now, this was particularly good in 3rd edition because save stacking was a thing. All-out defense was something that was used all the time. Inspiring presence was something that was used all the time. Mystic Shield was something that was used all the time, and so you could take a unit that was regularly on a 3-up save and then have it be on a 2-up, ignoring 2 pips of rend, which means it's basically going to roll 2s the entire time. And then with this, you could take it to a 4-up save, ignoring no rend. So instead of being on a 2-up, ignoring 2 rend, it just goes to a 4-up, and all your rend goes through. So then this thing, with its rend 1, turns it into a 5-up save. So that's a huge difference in save rolls. Going from a 2-up, right, like a 2-up after all the rend, to a 5-up after all the rend is incredible. It's incredible. But there's no Mystic Shield. There's no Inspiring Presence. And all-out defense is going to be something that you see significantly less. And you're not going to see all-out defense if your opponent is coming into a unit of Fellwaters. They're just not going to use it. So what you're actually getting here is +1 rend for everything that fights against the unit that you shot at, right? That's what you're getting. You're getting +1 rend. So you have to think about what the value of +1 rend actually is. That's what we're getting here. We're not getting the -1 to hit aura. We're only getting +1 rend. So here's the next question. Well, in a troll list, what are you giving +1 rend? And of course, the answer to that is going to be rock guts. Rock guts are going to be the thing that are going to be most often fighting in front of or beside Fellwaters. So then the follow-up question to that is, well, is it worth giving rock guts +1 rend? Well, thank goodness we can answer that question. Here we have a rock gut profile. Okay, so there's 3 models. Let's just get rid of this. 3 models. 2 attacks, 4, 2, 2, 3. 2, 4, 2, 2, 3. Okay, here is what a unit of rock guts deal for damage. It's less than the Fellwaters? It's less than Fellwaters. Because the Fellwaters are, well, I guess I'd have to throw in the boulder here for it to count as well. Not that the boulder does a lot of damage. Anyway, so against a 4-up save, we're looking at 6.25 damage. If we add an additional rend, we get a damage and a half for the unit. Let's say we have a reinforced unit of rock guts. We're dealing 12.5 damage, and if we get an additional rend, 15 damage. 2.5 damage. Okay, so when Fellwaters come out, right, you have to think about what they're actually going to be contributing to the army. They're going to be giving rock guts +1 rend. They're going to be adding a couple damage to rock guts, 2.5 damage. And then the Fellwaters have to themselves get into the fight. Well, they have 4 attacks. I don't know. I'm kind of flipping back and forth on this a little bit. There's just no save stacking. So Noxious Vomit gives -1 to save. That's all it does. Which is the same as +1 rend. So we're going to see how many points they're worth, but they are on a 5-up save. They did get an additional health, which is good. But I'm not sure if they're going to be that useful. I'm not sure if they're going to be that useful. Let's take one more look at their damage. So 3 models, because there's only going to be 3 of them. D3, 2, 3, 2, 1. D3, 4, 3, 2, 1. Is that what I said? 2, 3, 2, 1. 2, 3, 2, 1. They're definitely going to hit with their bile. Or with their vomit. Their Noxious Spit's going to deal about 3 damage overall. 4 attacks. 4, 3, 1, 2. 4, 3, 1, 2. And then again, we can call this 2 rend. Because they are definitely going to be dealing... they're definitely going to be getting it like -1 to save. So their damage output is better than rock guts. Their damage output is better than rock guts. Their damage output is better than rock guts. I can't believe it. It's because they have 4 attacks. They have double the number of dice. So they might actually be worth running. But their Noxious Vomit doesn't really do much. The 6-inch range is not... they just sort of get to do it. Right? Like, because that has shooting combat, they get to shoot it in combat. So they sort of get that damage consistently. They're nowhere near as tanky as rock guts. Nowhere near as tanky. Rock guts have a 5-up ward and a 4-up save. These guys just got 5-ups. Yeah, I don't know. Is it worth taking these guys just for their damage? Let's take this and put this and record this. Do I have a thing for git stats? I do. Fellwater times 6. Very, very interesting. 2 attacks, 4, 2, 2, 3. 4, 2, 2, 3. Yeah, I mean, they out-damage. They out-damage Rock Guts by a bit. Because this is 6 of them. 2 attacks, 4s and 2s. If we compare them side by side, it's like... And this is with the Fellwaters. I mean, the thing with the Rockets too is that it's almost sort of like they are... Like, the thing with the Fellwaters too is that you can see here that anything on a 4-up save no longer gets a save with Rock Guts if you Fellwater them. Right? It's like, oh, you have a 4-up save, well, you don't get to make saves. And so the damage is going to be coming through more consistently. With Fellwaters, right, anything on a 5-up save doesn't get to make a save. And the difference between a 4-up and a 5-up is significant. So going to 3-rend is like, it's going to add some consistency. Right? And they certainly are, but this is 7 more damage. Right? It's like as you go down this scale, it gets worse. So this is like 5 more damage, and this is like 3.5 or whatever more damage. But up at the top, it's quite a bit more damage. Or, like, do you want to run Fellwaters in groups of 6? But you can see here the Fellwaters are not adding a lot of damage to Rock Guts. Right? This is 2.5 damage. It's adding 2.5 damage at most. But you can see here against 5-ups and 6-ups, it's not adding any damage. You're not going to see big saves. So I don't think that if you play... Okay, so here's my conclusion, okay? If you're going to see Fellwaters played in 4.0 in troll lists, they are there for their own damage. They are not there to buff Rock Guts or to protect Rock Guts. They are there to clear screens. Oh, jeez. They have to strike first. If they can strike first, I think they can actually... Like, look at this damage. If they can strike first. They're, like, aggressive. We'll see how they're pointed. Very, very interesting. I'm looking forward to playing Trolls. Hopefully I get around to it. It probably won't be until, like, the winter, but... Let me know what you think. Come join the Discord. Tell me what you think about Fellwaters. Like, subscribe. Wah.